Hey gang, how's it going? And I've been tagged by Lael Hansen. Well, I wasn't like directly tagged, but she said she tagged everyone, you know, so that's tagging me. And she tagged me on the Throwback Tag, and I thought it was hilarious and so funny that I figured I would do it too, and you guys can share in the laughter of what little lady used to do as a kid. And sometimes I wonder if I've grown up at all after reading these questions. So here is question number 1, and that is, what year were you born in? And that is 1983. Number 2, do you have any pictures of yourself from when you were younger? If you do, show them. And I will right now, here, maybe both. Aren't I just the cutest thing? Or the most awkward thing? Number 3, what TV shows did you grow up watching? I grew up watching Full House, Home Improvement. You know the TGIF on Fridays? Remember those? Like the lineup of 4 shows? And there was like Full House, Home Improvement. There was like that dinosaur show. But we watched it because it was like in the middle. What was the other one? Oh, I totally know. What was the other one we would watch in that lineup? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It'll come to me. Oh, the Lawrence Welk Show? Yes. Saturday night, baby. We would watch that. And actually, even though it was like so dated during the time I was growing up, it was still a cool show. I still liked watching it. So much talent there was, and I just loved it. It gave me a love of music at a young age. Number 4, what did you want to be when you grow up? And do you still want to be that? I remember in the 2nd grade I wanted to be a scientist. And then I kind of gave up. I don't know if it was because science became too hard or if because around the time I changed that idea, I wanted to be a beautician. I remember watching Beauty and the Beast in 7th grade and thinking that was what I wanted to be, was a beautician. I then decided I wanted to be a psychologist in high school. Of those 3 things, I guess I would say beautician, but I really do love psychology, and I think my love of psychology and my love of knowing people's minds and how they work has helped me understand people better. So maybe I retract what I just said. Can I be a beautician psychologist? Is that a job? Can I have it, please? Number 5, show a video of yourself when you were younger. I don't have any videos of when I was like younger. But if you want to if we want to be all literal, you know, if you want to see a video of when I was younger, go check out my videos that I've previously posted. I was younger in all those. Number 6, what were your most favorite toys to play with? You know, maybe my parents and my siblings could answer this one better, but I didn't really have a lot of like favorite toys. Like, I wasn't a Barbie fan. I wasn't a big Barbie fan. I would like play with them because my friends or my siblings were, you know, but I liked to like play with their hair and change their outfits. Beautician. Just wait, I'm gonna have a sister comment and go, wait, don't you remember when you used to play like over and over again with this one toy? And I'll be like, oh, right. Number 7, what's the most embarrassing thing you can remember doing? There was a lot of when was I not doing embarrassing things? That is the real question we have here. This one might not be so embarrassing. So I was in the 5th grade, and you know, we had our desks lined up, one desk in front of the other, right? That's just how it is. And these 2 desks were quite close to each other. So the back of the chair of one and the front of the desk of the other, they were quite close. There wasn't as big of a gap there as there was between the other desks. And there was a boy named Chris sitting in this front desk with the chair closer to the desk behind it. Am I making any sense? Can you follow me? Because I don't even know if I can follow myself right now. Anyways, I was called by the teacher to go get something, and the quickest way to get there was to walk between Chris and this other guy's desk. And so I did, but in the process of doing so, I rubbed my butt up against his back. I mean, just like just completely Oh my goodness. And I'm trying to act like I am completely unaware that this has happened, right? So I go and sit back down, and as I'm sitting back down, this one kid who saw it all went and whispered to another kid about what happened, and then was going like this pattern, like right here. She rubbed her butt right here. And I looked at him and I told him, shut up. And he was like, about what? But Chris never said anything to me about it. God bless him. Read something you wrote when you were in kindergarten. Y'all are gonna have to hold on one moment so I can get my book from kindergarten. Let me see if I should have something on there, maybe. Let's see. Okay. Oh, nice, cute. I look adorable. Okay, so anything that I have written in kindergarten is super duper buried in my closet, and I could get it, but it would take a little bit of time, and don't want to run out of battery. And if I find one, I'll put it up somewhere. If not, I'm so sorry. Maybe I'll find one that is closest to kindergarten. How about that? Number 9, 3 songs you loved to listen to as a child. 3 songs that I listened to as a child are the songs my siblings listened to. I listened to Debbie Gibson songs because those were a hit to my older sisters, so I listened to them. So anything Debbie Gibson, you know, like Electric Youth, Do the Locomotion, that song, who sings that? I have no idea. A little bit of New Kids on the Block, that kind of stuff. Stuff that was of that time. Number 10, what was one funny thing you dressed up for Halloween when you were younger? I'll put that one right here. Okay, that one right there. What year was that? I was in the 6th grade, alright? Hold up, let me tell you a story here. So, February of my 5th grade year, I moved to a new city. We didn't know anyone. We were 9 hours away from where we used to live. I graduated from 5th grade, and 6th grade we went to middle school where like I really didn't know anyone. So I knew a few people from church, a few friends from church, but I was not put in their classes or anything like that. I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why I'm telling you this because it doesn't build up at all to this picture. So that year I dressed up as a clown thinking it would be fun. Suddenly I realized, wait, looking like this isn't cool. This isn't a cool costume. All my girlfriends were like cute fairies. I remember my crush's brother coming up to me going, and who are you? And I was like, oh, That was just a weird year. That first year that we lived in that new city was just, you know, here I was pulled away from a school where I was well known to a school where I knew no one, and middle school is just whack as it is, and then I'm growing up and I'm changing and all that stuff too. It was just a weird year, and I guess my clown costume was just the perfect word example as to the chaos that was going on inside. Number 11, tell a funny story of something you remember happening when you were young. Was my embarrassing story not a funny one? I'm just trying to think of a funny story that happened. I really wish I had my siblings around right now so they could help me remember a good funny story. Quick interruption, I finally remembered a story. I mean, there's so many stories, but like, what would be a good one to talk about? So, I'm gonna try to give you as much details as I remember, and I hope I'm giving you the correct detail. So, my brother got this little tiny Trail 50, like small bike, like it would look like a 5-year-old's motorcycle. And we were riding it around in our backyard. Our backyard was fenced in, you know, chain link fence. So we were riding around in the backyard, and it was my turn to learn how to ride it. So I get on the bike the first time, and, you know, I'm told, all right, here's the gas, right? The gas is on the handle, the brake is on the foot pedal thing, okay? Gas, brake. And so I ride it around for the first time and everything's fine. Gas, brake, yay. So I try it for a second time, right? So I'm riding all around in this motorcycle. And I was like 7, 8 years old. I ride it around again, and I am finding that I am coming up to the fence. So I'm trying to brake, you know, and the motorcycle is not stopping, and I'm trying more, and the motorcycle is not stopping. Suddenly, before I know it, I'm like yelling, and I'm running into the chain link fence, and I'm still moving with the chain link fence holding me back, and there is just dirt just being kicked up behind me with that back wheel. Finally, my brother comes up to me and like turns it off. Well, the thing is, I was stepping on the brake, but I was also revving up the gas. Ever since then, I have not been able to ride a motorcycle. I refuse to ride a horse. Well, the reason why I refuse to ride a horse is also tied to my friend having me ride a horse with her, and the horse was very skittish, and we found out later that it was deaf and blind, and it was even a surprise that we were able to ride it as long as we did. And it is seriously a surprise that I even drive a car because of this fear that was instilled in me at such a young age to like not trust anything that's like anything that could possibly just go wrong. So that's it. That's my funny story. Let's get back to our regular video. Number 12, are there any special things you've kept from when you were a child? I have my journals. I have my, my mom kept a book of photographs and a book of what I hope has some writings in it. I'll post those in pictures right here. What was something weird you used to do as a child? I used to do a lot of weird stuff as a child. One thing that is weird, and maybe this isn't weird to you guys, okay, but I used to do acronyms a lot, like in phrases that I would say to myself all the time. And I always said to myself, just in case. Like that was like the quote of my childhood. Just in case. Oh well, just in case I end up going here and here, I better go and grab this and this, right? So I shortened it to JIC, and to this day I still say JIC, and my battery is gonna die. You can't do this. Number 14, what's the scariest thing you remember that happened to you when you were younger? Well, my parents were out at a meeting, and my brother was babysitting, and I was rocking on the arm of the couch, and behind me was this tall fireplace, and made of brick, of course, and I fell back and I hit my head, and I cried because it hurt really bad. I get up, I look at my hand, it's covered in blood. Blood is running down my back. My brother can't get a hold of my parents, so he gets a hold of my friend's mom, and she comes over and makes sure everything's okay. And I remember saying like my math times tables. I think I was like 8, is that right? 7, 8, 9. And saying like my math times table to make sure like I don't have brain damage and I didn't lose my math facts. I still have the bump. Number 15, how is the world different from how it was like when you were a child? It's a lot different. I wish I thought more like a child, or like how I did as a child. I accepted anyone and everyone as they were. It didn't matter. I had friends with weird habits and I didn't care. I look back now and I go, oh, I think back now to a don't like, you know, but I accepted them as they were. It didn't matter to me that, you know, one person did this and one person did that. That is how, for me, the world is different. The world is different for me because I am different. And so I'm trying to be more like how I was as a child. And I'm trying to just love unconditionally and just love regardless as to the life someone leads. And I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I have learned to make that change back in high school. I realized I was not on the path that I wanted to be on. And I have throughout the years made little changes, and I'm liking the refinement that I've been going through, and I hope I'm on a good path. But I think that's how the world has changed. The world has changed in that we've just, I feel like sometimes we become more greedy, but at the same time we become more loving. And so it's different. You know, it's a lot, there's good and bad different things that have happened, but I just wish we could view life and view others a little more as a child would, and to just be more loving, kind, and forgiving as a child is. Children have so much wisdom, and it takes growing up to realize that. And that is it. Yay, it didn't die. So thank you all so much for following along with me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep following me, please subscribe. All my social media links are down below. But most importantly, y'all have a good day. I'll catch you on the flip.